Hi all. I am Roland and I am the extreme digital nomad. I write code, always and everywhere. Welcome to this episode of the Augmented Software Engineering Podcast. Please read the blog post that is in the description to understand what this is all about. In the last episode, we used AI to assist us with getting ready to solve day 22 of the advent of code. I will also do an episode on solving one of the problems, but today we want to take a slight detour from using the IDE. Today we want to take a look at Warp. Warp is an AI-enabled terminal, and AI assistance in the terminal can be extremely valuable. I do not know about you, but some of the more sophisticated capabilities of the shell or command line tools in general are not always on my fingertips. Means I am Googling what I need to do and how I need to do it. A lot. Wouldn't it be great if I could just ask right there and then in the terminal to get something done? Let's get started. So this is Warp. Looks like a normal terminal, but with a twist. You can hit the Control-I keyboard shortcut and can then start to articulate tasks in natural language. You can also attach previous output blocks as context to the question. And you can select different language models. So far, I have only used Claude 3.5, and that has worked well enough for me. Let's do something simple. Let's just rename all the directories to have a 2-digit naming convention. As you can see, the right shell command gets suggested. Let's execute it, and let's then check if we got the right result. Note that with Control-Y, I can ask follow-up questions, or I can wrap up the session and go back to using the shell directly. That worked well. Let's try to use a more eccentric command. For my batched command line video processing, I am using FFmpeg. No surprise there. But I have to admit that I am not very good at remembering all the flags and options, and that means that I always have to Google the right command. The task at hand is to cut and copy the first 72 seconds out of the raw material into a new file. This time I did not add any previous blocks to the context, and sure enough, the AI is first building up some context. But then it finds the right FFmpeg command to run. Let's run it. Done. Let's try this again. This time we want to copy from a given timestamp to the end of the file. Note that the command is slightly different. That worked too, and we are done. That's it for today. Warp is much more powerful than what I have shown you just there, but this will give you a good initial impression how we work will change, mainly from knowing how to do something to being able to ask the right questions. For the next episode, one want to go back to the advent of code and see if and how we can use the AI to actually solve one of the puzzles. See you on the next episode, and do not forget to like and subscribe.